Here we go. This is episode 515, No Laugh Track podcast at Acme Comedy Company in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Justin Severson here, the guest. I'm the guest, and I'm going to be interviewed by the other. No, I'm the host. The guest is Anthony
Today
Devito.
I interview you, Justin.
Everybody immediately changed to their second favorite podcast after hearing that. No, that is the voice of Anthony Devito. If you're only listening, but we're also on YouTube. If you haven't figured that out yet, we got full video here. In any case, Anthony Devito, Justin Severson, you're the guest. I'm the host. And we're going to talk for about half an hour.
For sure, dude. Yeah. Are you okay?
No.
We've done this like 4 or 5 times.
This is the fifth time.
Okay.
Man, on the drive over here, I almost ate a bug. So maybe that's why I'm off.
On purpose?
No, I looked down. I had a little I was drinking a sugary drink, and I saw something floating in it. But I was driving. I just kind of glanced.
Yeah, of course.
Took a sip, and then there was something in my mouth, and I went, that might have been a bug.
Are you as a part of you like maybe I'll gain superpowers?
Well, I blew it because I picked it out of my mouth and it was a fly that was still alive.
Oh man, you could have been buzzing around the city as we speak, Justin. Oh my God. Your kid's hero, a whole new world might have opened up for you.
Besides flying, what kind of is there been a superhero with fly-like skills? What do they do? Spit on things to eat?
What? Fly-like skills. Oh, I thought you were going to just say fly. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm trying to. I think the consensus is most people don't like bugs and flies. Spider-Man. People hate spiders, but they love him.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's been a fly-specific. Jeff Goldblum, obviously the fly.
Yes, of course.
But I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in a while. I don't know that I would put it in the canon of superhero movies.
I don't think so.
From what I understand, that was a horrific science experiment gone wrong,
Yes.
and I think it kind of ruined his life. So I don't think so. In short.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
And this will fill our time. So I walked into the comedy club this afternoon, just 15 minutes ago, and I walked into a conversation about diarrhea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
I'm sorry, a business meeting.
A business meeting about diarrhea? Dude, did you get the memo? We're meeting at 3 for the diarrhea talk.
Yeah.
This leads into something I was going to ask you
Please.
about. Do you believe in jinx? Like talking about, boy, I haven't shit myself in a while. Now it's going to happen because I've talked about it.
No, I believe in mathematics. In terms of I haven't shit my pants in 2 years, so I know I'm due. That's what I believe in. My body has taught me anything from the 40 years I've been alive is that annually I shit myself. So it has been about 2.5 years. So boy, am I ripe for something catastrophic to happen below.
Perfect. I did notice you were drinking a coffee beverage. Those tend to.
Yeah, I'm really trying to speed up the process. I'm trying to get ahead of things. I'd rather it not surprise me, and I want to take control of the narrative a little bit here.
On my. Excuse me. I stopped at a gas station before I came over here.
Sure.
And when I was walking to the store, this guy is clearly looking. You ever notice when you feel someone looking at you and you're like, Well, I felt this guy looking at me, but I'm like, I don't know him. I just kept walking towards the door. Well, then he stopped me and said, hey, he goes, how do you like your Rogue? The Nissan Rogue that I drive. He goes, how do you like your Rogue? I'm like, how do I like my, it's fine. No one asks about a car that's middle of the road. It's not nice.
I was going to say, man, men, we're a lonely bunch. You know what I mean? This is what we're doing for connection.
Yeah, right?
How do you like your Rogue? It's Jesus, dude, just talk to your wife. Oh my God.
So then I was like, I'm not a car person by any means. I drive a Rogue. I'm not a car person.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, well, he goes, what I'm really asking is if you had any major, if you had to put a lot of money into it. And I said, no, it's a 2018, and I really haven't. It's like, oh, okay, thanks, and walks away. And then it hits me, is now I'm due. Now because I just said that I haven't had any major improvements.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Now it's coming. Now it's going to be imminent.
No way, man. Don't let that Rogue guy is not a gypsy. That's a lonely man trying to connect on a highway. In any way possible. How do you like your Rogue? Jesus Christ. Even if he was hitting on you, that is so bad.
Right. You're lonely, you're bored, you're going to kill me. Which one is it?
Yeah, man.
That's
Whatever he's
fantastic.
doing, he's not good at. Whether it be murder, sex, or just basic human connection, he's terrible. Oh my God.
Top 20 conversation starters.
How do you like your rogue?
To strangers, yes. Hilarious. Well, Anthony, it's day 2 here in Minneapolis at Acme 4.
Yes,
I don't know how
sir.
long you've been in town. Maybe you've been here a month. I don't know.
No, just yesterday. I got in early afternoon yesterday. One show. They were fantastic. It was great.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, we had a really quick conversation before we started, and you mentioned something about, I told you the St. Paul Saints are in town
Yes.
this week, and that's the AAA team over in St. Paul of the Minnesota Twins. You asked me where they played, and then you brought up Allianz Field. Allianz Field
okay.
in St. Paul that you apparently drove by.
Yes.
That thing's gorgeous. It's beautiful. That's a
Yeah.
soccer stadium.
Okay, I wondered about that just because I was taken by the architecture of it, and it's more often than not, soccer is played in like I guess like not, I don't know if it's a European thing, but like they're more well designed stadiums, like they're more eye catching stadiums,
Yeah, I
than
don't know
like
why
a
that
football stadium. I don't know what that is, but like I kind of had that inclination where I was like, I bet that's soccer, just because like it was really cool looking. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I
You
asked
should see it at night. It lights up all these different colors.
Right, yeah.
Gorgeous.
It was so yeah, I was driving, and then you asked why in the world I was driving
Exactly.
to St. Paul during the day.
You're probably staying in Minneapolis. Acme's in Minneapolis.
Yeah, I'm like a block away.
Why would you be going to St. Paul? I'm a
Yes.
St. Paul guy, so I'm all for it.
For
but
sure.
Why would you be going to St. Paul?
Yeah, so we
Who's we?
Me and my wife. Okay, I'll tell you the whole story. So we got married June 3rd. So now it's August in Buffalo. She's from Buffalo. Her family's from Buffalo. We had this big 150 whatever person wedding. Did the whole thing.
Okay.
Dress, ceremony, everything. And
One
yeah,
dress. She.
Yeah,
she's
we just did one dress.
Okay.
We did. Yeah. But excuse me. Oh yeah, it may be happening.
Which end? Another end? I'm watching.
But man, I goofed. I mean, I just fucked up. I forgot my birth certificate. So we got everything in order, gonna get married, the whole thing. But there's so much that goes into planning a wedding that, like, I had to buy 4 flights for my mom because she's insane. And, and then she canceled all of those, bought a train ticket. I had to cancel that, get another. It was just so much happening. Like, my dumb, Italian aunts are, calling me up. Literally, my aunt calls me up and she goes, Aunt, the hotel says 300. I want to pay 150. How do we make that happen? And I was like, we can't. The numbers are the numbers. Are you insane? So, there's so much going on that in the mix of all that, I ended up forgetting my birth certificate, so we couldn't get married when we got to Buffalo, which didn't go over so well with my wife, who's not even technically my wife at the moment. But so then we were gonna get married the next week at City Hall. I live in New York City, or Queens, New York. So we're gonna get married at City Hall in New York. We had the date, we got the license, the whole thing. And then her mom, who is okay now, suffered 2 tiny strokes, and she lives upstate New York in Rochester. So that meant that we had to fly to Rochester and help her recover.
Sure.
So my wife basically stays there for the whole summer. Once again, not my wife, but stays there for the whole summer. I've been away from. We literally got fake married, and I haven't seen her for 2 months. So she came to feature in Minneapolis for the week, so we could also get married because we have family here in St. Paul. So we got the marriage license today to get married on Sunday here officially. And I think it's going to happen. I hope and think it's going to happen. It's crazy. I know. It's so
How many
much.
people are coming to town on Sunday?
Nobody. No, that part's over. It's just us, some witness that we could drag off the street, and officiant, and that's it.
No way.
Yes. Yeah.
Was there, people that know stuff about you, have heard you on this podcast before.
Sure.
The story about your dad.
Oh, yeah.
Was there something that just makes me think, you're mentioning the birth certificate. Is his name on the birth certificate?
I guess. I mean, yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't, I couldn't get it in time because it was a destination wedding. So there was because I was born in Jersey, so there was no way to get it in the time that we needed from Jersey to Buffalo. So She was just furious at me.
How did you tell her?
I mean, I was like, funny story. We're not actually getting married because I don't have the birth certificate. But that's the nice thing about a wedding where you're like surrounded by all the people you love. It's the easiest place to take bad news.
Yeah.
Because it like literally was the best day of my life. And like you're just surrounded by every single person you've acquired in your lifetime who you love. So it's like it is the best possible way to break horrific news. So she was just like, of course. I think literally she said, of course, and then rolled her eyes, and then that was it. And that was the extent. I mean, there's been simmering rage throughout months, but like that was the extent of it.
How has she been referring to you for the last several months? As that dipshit Anthony, or my supposed to be husband, or
I think she's just not even mentioning me. I think it's worse. She's just acting like I don't exist. Literally, in my set, I say my wife this, my wife that. I say it 100 times. She doesn't even mention me once in her set. Like I think she leaves the stage and people are like, "So are you single?" Or like she didn't even mention. She mentions none of it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I won't shut up about it. And she's like, we're not actually married. And I'm like, yeah. As if I needed another reminder about that. But Sunday we will make it official.
So you're gonna make it official on Sunday. Marriage in St. Paul, just like me. Hey, congrats.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
I've been married twice in St. Paul, so you're.
Hey, maybe we'll fucking do it again.
I mean, do it again someday to catch up. So now, since you will then be finally legally married, will you then do an official honeymoon, or has that already happened?
No, I think you're looking at both. I think we're doing the honeymoon here before we're doing the wedding.
Is the honeymoon Saturday into Sunday?
Yeah, I think the honeymoon started yesterday, actually, and the wedding is Sunday. We're doing a reverse. Yeah, no, it's the whole thing is horrendous. But I've never been happier. It's like there's never been more chaos in my life and things have been less settled, and I've never been happier.
Dear God.
No, I had to go back to work after our sham wedding. I had to go back to work. We put on a wedding, like people put on a play. That's all. And I had
people
to go
like parties.
Exactly. 2 days later, I had to go back to work. I had to do a week of shows in an Atlantic City casino in New Jersey. That was our honeymoon. I honeymooned in a place which feels like a divorce without my wife, and we never got married. So,
okay, so I'm gonna pretend my wife is here feeding me questions. How did you meet her?
At an open mic. At an open mic, I'm horrible at flirting. I saw her. I was like, she's very cute. And then afterwards, she asked how many minutes the mic was. And I said, 8 minutes. And she said, really? And I said, no, I'm only 3. And she was like, why would you tell me 8? And I was like, I was trying to flirt. And she was like, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. That was horrendous. But yeah, no, we met at an open mic, and I had just gotten out of a long-term relationship. So I really wasn't looking for anything super serious. And there's an 8-year age gap between us. And I was 30 at the time. She was 22.
Sure.
So I was not, but I knew right away, I was like, oh no, right away I was like, I'm in love with her.
Right on.
There was just like, she was just so funny. Like, she was so entertaining, so funny, and like every inside thought was an outside thought. And there's just something about that I admired so much.
Love it.
In a person. You know what I mean? Like that amount of honesty in the moment.
Now, my wife never lets me live down that I didn't get down on a knee when I proposed. I did do at least one fake proposal while we were dating where I went on a knee.
That's fun.
Oh, that's tons of fun.
What was it? What was the fake proposal?
Oh, we were at a park where tons of people, like with this, what do you call it? The thing that goes over where it's flowers. Gazebo.
Yeah.
And there's flowers growing on it.
Sure.
It's like people literally get married there.
Of
I
course.
should say. Yeah. Like marriages happen at this park in this spot. And I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if I
That's a good time.
And then just kidding.
What was her reaction?
She was very upset. Probably just slightly less than yours when you didn't have your birth certificate. But then when I really did it, I did not go down on one knee, and she doesn't forget about that. Did you?
No, I didn't. Well, that was another story. God, she said this today. She was like, "Yeah, we have so many stories. How fun!" Like very sarcastically. So the proposal, so my mom had never met her family. We've been dating a long time, but the families had never met.
Sure.
So the idea was that my mom and I were going to drive from Jersey to Buffalo over the holidays, and then we got like a big Airbnb. My mom was going to meet everybody. I was going to propose to Julia there, and my mom knew this. And I think Julia kind of had an inclination. I didn't know exactly how I was going to do it, but I just knew it was going to happen there. And Julia didn't know it was happening. She kind of maybe did, but didn't. You know what I mean? Maybe it was going to happen, but there was still surprise in the air. So then my mom goes, I got all these cakes as like it's just like a gesture of good faith, meeting the family. Like my mom is an Italian woman. They get a bunch of cakes to endear themselves to people. Sure. So like she gets 4 cakes.
Food is love.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like we get to the living room and like they're opening up the one cake, Merry Christmas. The other one, and my mom is playfully off. Like my wife is half Jewish. My mom got one cake that's Merry Christmas. The other one says Happy Hanukkah. The other one like it's just like, hey, winter's a great time. Like just like she's so weird in a beautiful way. But then the fourth one, Julia opens up the lid and it just says congratulations, Julia and Anthony. And my mom just goes, you weren't supposed to open that cake. And then I go, Julia, come in the other room with me. And she goes, we're not doing this like this. So my mom basically ruined the proposal. Uh-huh. But good thing, the good thing about it is like, so I was like, I don't know how to do this to surprise her anymore. Right. So while she slept, I set out the ring on a nightstand with like a note attached to it that just said, marry me. And then I woke her up like early in the morning to like, I don't know, get something for me. And then when she turned over, there was the ring and the proposal. And then like, it kind of happened like that. Okay. So for us and like who we are, it was kind of perfect. You know what I mean? Like where it was like, my mom ruined it. And then like, there was this like, sort of like slapped together last minute proposal kind of thing. So it was like, there was something special about it. And like, no, she didn't care that I don't think she would have ever wanted me to get down on one knee. Okay. I think that would have irritated her.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
My wife we had gone to sporting events around that time, and she actually wanted me to do it on the jumbo. And I'm like, wow. Really? Not even a sports fan. It was like, I thought you would do that. And then, like, she wanted people to see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's not me. And I don't think that's you. Really?
I've never heard of a woman who's like, get me on the Jumbotron.
Yeah. No, she was like, I thought for sure you were going to do that.
Wow.
Like, no.
Yeah, same. She did not want any public. I mean, she's a comic. She's someone who like likes the attention when she asks for it. I think that's how a lot of comedians are. Sure. But like otherwise, they'll shy away from that moment. Like we kind of seek attention on our terms. So she's very much that way. So she was very much like, do not do a public thing. Like she was like, you do that, I'll say no. And I was like, well, that's reason enough to do it.
Damn right. Yeah.
For everybody else that had to witness that. Like I've never seen someone say no before.
The only time they say no, you find out it's a setup and it's not real.
Right. Yeah.
So you said that she's opening for you here this week, or featuring at Acme this week.
Yeah, she featured last night. She's featuring all weekend, which is so exciting because like I've had her open before, but they're usually one-nighters, and like, man, it's like an Italian restaurant. And she's like, this was horrible. And I'm like, I know. But like here, I was like, oh no, like this is one of the best rooms. And like she's a comic, so she's so excited to come here to do stand-up. So yeah, last night, she had such a good time, and I was so happy for her. And like, rare that she gets to do a longer set, and like, she's just been taking care of her mom like all summer, so she hadn't even done stand-up for 2 months. So like, this has been a dream.
Awesome.
Like we have like family here, we have friends that happen to be in town. Like this whole thing has been like, it's only been one day, but it's been amazing.
Give her full name so people can look her up.
Oh, Julia Solomon.
Okay.
At the Julia Solomon on Instagram.
Yeah. Speaking of that, how are you doing with social media these days?
I mean, I just do it, but I don't like. I mean, I'm like every. I don't know that you'll ever find a comedian who's like, man, I just love that thing. I pay someone to do my stand-up clips.
You do,
and it's just better for peace of mind. You know what I mean? Like
when I've been talking to people, because the clips have become
Yeah,
so popular.
of course,
So I'm bringing
yeah.
it up, a lot.
Of course.
And I've found that the people that are paying someone else to do it are happier.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we got in this to, like, it just takes away from time you could be writing jokes. And, like, that's why we started doing this. Nobody got into this to be like, I'm going to become the best editor.
Right.
Like, I want to learn about lenses and how to caption on video. It's like, it's so boring.
Yeah.
So I pay. I don't know what he writes. I literally never look. I just put it up. He could be saying, he could be putting whatever in the middle. I have no idea. I just wait for the comments to flood in, and that's all. No way.
I'm going to assume that the pictures of like cityscapes and beautiful nature shots, those are on you, though.
That's on me.
That's you.
Yeah.
That's the real Anthony
That's
DeVito
my brand.
right there.
God and nature.
Did you say that's your brand?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is actually me.
Oh, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Did I just saw this on Facebook this morning? Did you see
Sure.
this? The Blind Side. You heard about that? What's going on with that,
yeah,
right?
yeah, interesting.
The
Yeah.
football player
Michael
from the
Orr.
Blind Side is saying that he never got any of the money.
I know. So apparently, because I listened to a thing about it. Like, I've never actually seen the movie. I mean,
neither.
And it's like
That's
now I
crazy.
feel like a hero. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Yeah.
same.
before people are like, it's a story of triumph and this and that, and I was just like, I don't know. I was like, I think I know. You know what I mean? So I never got around to it.
Feel good bullshit that
Yeah.
you just we're gonna make the white guy feel guilty and then feel good about himself. I'll pass.
Totally. And now people are like, you did the right thing. It's kind of great.
Right? That's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Well, did you see that there's a Ja Morant basketball card
No.
that has gone up in value because the mom and dad,
Yeah.
the Tuies, are in the background of the basketball
Whoa,
card.
no way.
Yes way.
That's crazy.
Look at that.
That's pretty insane. It's so funny because, like, in my head, she's Sandra Bullock, but I know she's not, so I'm, like, surprised. Man, that's pretty wild.
So I'm going to read some of the description that people put on this. It said, so there's also some rappers in the background of this
Sure, it's
rookie
Ja Morant,
card.
you know?
Yeah. The Young Dolph. They wrote R.I.P.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently he had passed away. But this
He
is,
did.
I think, another great part of this. It says, edit 3. This person put, that person in the blue shirt looking up in the back, Todd Bridges from Different
What?
Strokes.
Wow. Oh, my. That's just like that's not even a playoff game. That's just like an ordinary game. Man, that's crazy. Oh, my God. What's going on in Memphis? Wow. Damn. That's
Yeah.
nuts.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I get it, man. Ja Morant is unbelievable, but man, I hope that's his crew. Young Dolph and
the
Todd
wife and
Bridges
husband from
and the
Blindside.
Tuies. Yeah, you're like, yeah, he does need guidance.
Yeah, right?
No wonder things have gone awry. That is a weird group.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, man, that's nuts. So apparently Orr had been because they had said that they had gotten no money from the Blind Side, and then they had gotten a lot of money from because basically he's saying it was a conservatorship which I still don't really understand, but I know that's word's been tossed around the past couple of years because of Britney Spears and Kesha, right? Yeah. But I don't 100% get it, but apparently, and then people are like, well, why did he bring it up before? And they were like, oh, he was busy being like an NFL football player, which is like, you're like, yeah, yeah, that seems, it seems like they would demand a lot of your time.
You think so?
To enter in a high scale litigation.
Yeah, you'd think so. So I wanted to share that with you in case you hadn't seen that.
Yeah, no, I read
card.
it. But
$450 that card's going for right now on eBay, by the way.
Damn, I thought it would be more. Just because there's so many people in there. I mean, that's like what a star-studded cast.
Good luck finding Todd Bridges on another card. Good luck. Quarterback on Netflix.
Oh man.
I know that you mentioned Kirk Cousins on stage last night.
How do you know that?
Because I heard some of the audio of the show last night.
Oh, man.
I wasn't able to make it, but I heard some of it.
Man, I love Kirk Cousins. Something that I just did not see coming in my life. I watched
Malcolm, who's recording right now, this is for you, buddy.
Man.
I know you love Kirk Cousins.
Dude, he's the best. He's just like, I was talking about it last night. He's just a dad who happens to be an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
It's the greatest. Because even Mahomes, like they're all putting on whatever. Kirk Cousins is so unapologetically boring and himself. It's so refreshing. It's so great. Man, I'm such a fan. It's crazy.
I've noticed that I throw little tantrums like when he's really upset on the sideline. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Except I don't call myself Kirk. Dang it, Kirk.
Yeah. What did he scream into the? I know he was in Washington at the time, but what did he scream into camera?
Oh, that you like that? The famous one? Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that?
It just like barely makes sense, but that was his attempt at like aggression.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
No, he's so great.
I need to Pat Mahomes, Peyton Manning, I know you listen to this podcast. Great job on that documentary, on that series, because you got my wife to look forward to the next episode.
Yeah.
She doesn't watch football with me, and she liked it.
I could see that because it's just they're just they're human stories.
Yeah, human stories,
and they're all so different. And especially like Cousin, probably Marcus Mariota was probably the one that was like the most gripping, just because like the stakes seem so high in his story, but like it's really well done in terms of like different people at different stages of their career and exactly what they're dealing with. And like, God damn it, man, turned me into a Cousins fan. Did not ever think that could happen.
You better not leave Minnesota without a Cousins jersey.
Oh, I would love to.
Come on, number 8.
Oh, my God, man. That guy rules.
Who is your favorite football team? Do you have a team?
So I grew up a big Giants fan. And then since, Julia's from Buffalo, so I would spend so much time in Buffalo. It's so hard not to become a Buffalo Bills fan when you see how much it means to the city of Buffalo. Like it's in everybody. Like,
sure.
And like they haven't, and also, man, like as a kid, I didn't realize the feat that it was to go to 4 Super Bowls and to lose 4 in a row. Like it's just so heartbreaking, and they need it so badly. Like so badly. I just want it for them so bad. So like I've kind of become a de facto, I would say I'm a Giants and Bills fan, I would say neck and neck, and then a Kirk Cousins fan above all else. I would not know what to do if they meet down the road in the playoffs. It's like that's a toss up for me.
Let's see. The Giants. Let's see who the Bills' number 1 rival would be. Like one of those. What if Kirk plays for them next year? Yeah, you would be torn.
Well, they'd have to get rid of Josh Allen. I mean, he'd have to really mess up. Yeah. No, the Bills' biggest. I mean, recent year, I would say the Chiefs probably, just because like the past couple of years and the games they've had against each other.
Hey, do you in New York? Do you live in the rat mitigation zone that I've been reading about?
Oh man, the rat czar. Yes, man. Let's talk about it. This is the greatest. So for a little while, because I'm on the road like a decent amount, so like I'm not completely abreast of like things that are going on in the city, like So I would come home and there would be just stacks of mail, and there would be like one that was about like the rat problem, and I was like, fuck, does our building have rat? Like, I haven't seen any, but like I saw 2 letters about it, and then like I was talking to Julia, and she was like, no, idiot, like there's a rat czar now. Our dumb mayor in New York City appointed a rat czar to get rid of the rats, which is the craziest thing. I just love the idea of her running all over town, and then she's chasing a rat, and somebody goes, is everything all right? And she goes, which way did he go? It's so great. I love it, man.
The city celebrated its first anti-rat day of action on Saturday.
It's insane. This is truly at the helm of a madman with this guy.
We've had rats the size of Crocs just running up and down the street like a Croc shoe.
Like a Croc shoe. I was going to say, you got to really make a distinction there, because we do not.
This woman was interviewed. She said, yeah, your average size is 8 Croc running up and down the street. Multiple ones just running. But you haven't seen them.
Rats? No, they're everywhere. But I mean, yeah, they're ubiquitous. It's New York City. They're synonymous with the town.
I love it. I'm gonna ask you again when you come back next year to see if it's
the impact of the rats are? Yeah, for sure.
Maybe if they've It's an appointed position, so
It's great. It is such a wild move as a governing body to have a rat czar.
it'd be great if it was like you had to vote for. You put a sign up in your front yard. Jim Anderson for Rat Czar. Believes in families.
Yeah. She calls that a net.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You did your special was
Yes.
recorded here and it's out
Yes,
there
man.
and
Yes.
available for everyone to watch. We got to
Yes.
mention that before we're done here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Brain Noise on
Yeah.
my YouTube channel. Yeah. I was lucky enough to do it here. It was great. And yeah, it's people watched it. It's surprising. Like it didn't do gangbusters, but like people do come out because of it. And it's always really cool when that happens. It's really special.
I saw you kind of crap on it on your website.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
crap on it. You're like, it's good. My first one's better.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see that.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I think, I honestly will say, like, I think the first one, there was more care that I put into the first one. Not that I didn't put in care to the second one, I did, but, like, there's a cohesion in the first one, and I think I didn't do that as much in the second one.
Interesting.
But it was also a product of, like, I kind of needed to get this out there because the pandemic happened and I needed money. So I needed to put something out there to get money. And it was as simple as that. I wish there were just these little cracks along the way that like I don't know that everyone would see, but I see them and know them. So you know, I've always tried to be as like truthful as possible in the way that I present my stuff.
Yeah.
So like, for me, I had to, for my own sanity, I had to acknowledge, and I know that's like, that sounds insane, but like I had to acknowledge that there was like a little bit of a gap in terms of like, perfection. Perfection is too strong a word. I just couldn't think of a better word. You know, I don't think it's perfection, but you know what I mean, right? Yeah. But
How about the next one? Any plans for?
I'm pleasantly surprised, man. I feel like the next one has come quicker. Like that one took like 6 years, and I think because like as a comic, you're growing and you're weary to grow because you're like, well, I have to hold on to whatever I did, and you're kind of not allowing yourself to just organically move. So I think that second one, I was like a little too tied to who I was as a comic and not quite where I was going to be, and I feel like with this one, I'm in a good place with like what I'm doing.
Nice.
So yeah, like the show last night, like it was like I'd say like 35 or like almost 40 that was like all new. That was like pretty. It seemed like it was hitting in a way where I was like, all right, this is pretty worked out. So no, I was very excited.
Excellent
about that. Yeah.
Excellent. But you don't have a plan to record yet?
No, I mean, I think I'm with this one. I want to give it more care. So like, even when the time gets there, I'd like to give it at least another like 6 months beyond that, just to like make sure it's like immaculate before I put it out.
All right.
And that's not to say like Brain Noise is bad. It's good. It's just it wasn't able to I wasn't able to give it the delicacy that I was Dream Occupation.
Sure.
Yeah.
And as someone, it's not my material, it's your material.
Yeah,
I watched it when you were preparing it. I saw it like the week of. I saw it the year before with some of that material, and then I've since watched the special.
Yeah.
I could vouch for it.
Yeah.
It's a good use of an hour of time to
Yeah,
watch it.
no,
Sure.
it's good. I'll not say, you're your own hardest critic, and you put yourself up against like what you would arguably say is the best you've ever done. So when it doesn't meet that standard, that's when you get critical.
Exactly. I want to talk about one final thing here.
Sure.
Where is it? Well, maybe I'll just go off my memory.
I love you
here.
have 8 pages of notes, and then you just go, now, you don't like Jews.
Oh,
can we
I'm
get
sorry.
into that?
It says juice. My writing is terrible. Juice.
This happens every interview.
Boy, big mistake there. No. Yeah. That's for next year. We will get to that one. This is a quick story. I want to know if you heard about this one. I think you're a sports fan, and this is about an Italian guy as well.
Oh,
all right,
that's
so
great.
this happened just a few weeks ago. It says, while on deck in the second inning the other night at a baseball game, I'm going to leave the guy's name out.
Okay.
All right, we'll see if you've heard this one and you can guess here. So this guy was on deck, second inning. He struck up a conversation with a fan that was sitting in the front row. And the guy that's sitting in the front row said, hey, if you hit a home run right now, I'm going to name my daughter after you. All right?
Whoa.
The guy the baseball player proceeds to hit a home run. And then a couple weeks later, they find out on social media the dude did name his daughter.
Wow.
Gave his daughter the middle name of this baseball player.
Okay.
He used the baseball player's first name as his daughter's middle name. Now,
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, now the fan, his name is Giuseppe Mancuso.
Yeah.
Giuseppe Mancuso.
Sure, yeah. Perfect, beautiful Italian name.
Yes, exactly. Probably a cousin of yours. And then the baseball player was, I'm going to give you a choice. A, Aaron Judge. B, Mike Trout. C, Bryce Harper. Or D, Mookie Betts.
I would say Mike Trout. He seems like a sneaky Italian. Those who is it?
The daughter's name is Francesca Mookie Mancuso.
Oh man, I mean it's cool. The two M's together. Mookie is a cool middle name.
Francesca Mookie.
I think it's cool.
You like it?
That's I mean, because middle names are like, let's have some fun in the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do whatever you want. At worst, it just becomes M.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go.
And Mookie, and here's the thing, as a person, you get a choice between like pretty traditional name, or if you want, you could be Mookie. You know, so it's like you want to give a kid an option that's like, you could be loser, or you could be Lucy Lightbeam, Alvarez or whatever. It's like your call. I think it's fun to do that. It's a good move.
Okay, so now let's put you in this position.
Sure.
Where somebody says, "Hey, you make me laugh for an hour straight. I name my daughter, or something like that." Would your daughter or would your wife be okay with that?
Yeah, my wife would be fine with it. It doesn't affect her.
Yeah.
I mean, more his wife,
Sure.
like.
I think I should have said it the other way. What if you were like saying that? Would your wife be okay with? Let's say you two have a kid. Mookie is a middle name.
I think actually, I think she would like Mookie. I think I know my wife well enough. I think she would like Mookie. It's a fun name, and like I'm saying, it's a middle name. A middle name you could kind of throw away and play around with. I would say this. Maybe not the first, because you want to, some kind of familial.
The family thing.
Yes. But once you get beyond that, once you're like, all right, we've exhausted the grandmothers, then it's like, all right, have a great time, So maybe not the first kid, but if we had like 2 or 3, I would say definitely by the third, maybe by the second.
Will you two maybe having kids?
I don't know. We've talked about it more and more. I still don't think we're completely sold on the idea. We love kids. We have a niece and nephew who we're like absolutely over the moon for, but we do like our lives a lot. So I don't know.
Just keep this Mookie. Now that we had this conversation, you think you should just keep it in the back of your,
Yeah, no, I really, honest to God, think she would like Mookie.
You pitch it to her later today. I want to hear what she says.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well, I'll wait till we're married.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Let's get past Sunday, and then I'll start throwing out, here's what we should name. We should think of Mookie as a name.
Once again, congratulations on your upcoming nuptials.
Sure. My past and upcoming ones. Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations. People should come see you at Acme, obviously, this week.
Definitely.
And follow you on social media, watch that special,
yes.
and keep an eye out for another one someday.
Yep. It's coming soon.
Thank you.
You got it, man.